Yo, what's going on, guys? My name is Bean. Welcome to my channel, and today I'm going to bring you guys a comprehensive guide on how to increase your CC. Lots of you have been asking me on how to do this, so I figured why not make a video since I don't have one on my channel yet. So yeah, we're going to be taking an in-depth look on everything ranging from your levels for your units, Super Awakening, gear sets, associations, all that good stuff. But yeah, as you can currently see here, we have 185,000 on this team right here, and by the time we are finished with this video, it should be around 280,000 or even more, which is insane. But yeah, before we get into today's video though, if you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. We're currently on the road to 1,000 subscribers. Currently, at the time of recording this video, we're at 965 subs. Also, if you do enjoy today's video and it does help you out to increase your CC, consider leaving a like on it, as it really does help me out a ton. Alright, but first what I want to talk about is limit breaking, how to take your characters from level 1 as they come standard when you unlock them to level 90 as you can see here. So let's go to my box and give you an example. So I don't unfortunately have any unit that's level 1, but I will take Halloween Melee here as an example. Pretend I just unlocked Halloween Melee and ignore this, he would be SSR rank, SSR, and he would start off at level 1 out of 50 because at SSR it's level 50, the max level limits or cap. And none of these yellow stars, awakening stars, and no affinity. You'd just be a basic SSR character of rank 1. So if you want to upgrade any character regardless of rarity, you go here to where it says limit break. So if he was an SSR character, it would say take from SSR to UR up the top once you have him to level 50. And you have to rank up your characters first to the maximum rank, which is possible. So to SSR, it's level 50. SR is 40 and ER is 30, I believe. But once you do that, let's pretend I already ranked up my Meliodas to SSR, and I mean he comes standard SSR, and I take him to level 50. I would upgrade him with pendants to UR rank to take him from the ability to go from 1 to level 60 instead of 1 to 50 at SSR. But yeah, once you do that, we're here now. Pretend I already did that, and to limit break a unit from 60 to 65, 65 to 70, 75 to 80, 85 to 90, you need pendants depending on what the unit is. As you can see here, SSR pendants for an SSR units, SR pendants for SR units, and R unit or R pendants for R units. It's 30 R pendants for limit breaking for R units, it's 10 SR pendants for SR units, and it's 3 SSR pendants for SSR units. And you will need a book depending on the color, the same color. So if it's a red unit, it's a red book. If it's a blue unit, a blue book, and green for green. Also, you will need demon mats depending for the rank, so just get these by farming demon materials, events, all that good stuff. Books you can get from Fort Soldiers or from events, or just buying them in the shop, which I don't recommend, but there's that. And pendants, you can get them from Fort Soldiers, events, special dungeon keys, all that good stuff, or the coin shop, which I don't really recommend as well. But yeah, let's pretend here, I've already upgraded them. So to take a character from level 60 to level 80, you're going to need pendants, books, and demon mats. However, let's do that. Show you an example of what I mean. Once you do that, you're going to have to either play with the character in game to get XP, or you can just rank up with potions. So I'll just use potions since I have a bunch. But alright, that's from level 60 to level 80. But it becomes a bit extra steps when you kind of take a character from level 80 to 90, from 80 to 85 and 85 to 90. Now you're going to need an additional resource, which is Demonic Beast Belmoth cores, and you can get this from the Belmoth boss. You just farm that, do your demons every day, and you will get these cores. Just to show off, I will upgrade my melee here. You do that, it's 30 Belmoth cores for 20 and then 30, so you need 50 total. And the same thing, you just upgrade your unit. We'll just upgrade Meliodas right here. And there you go. Unfortunately, I don't have enough mats to take him to level 90, but you get the points. So that's basically a rough explanation of limit breaking. So now let's move on to or just a regular awakening. Unfortunately, he is already awakened. But as you can see here, back here, you get these stars. Golden stars. Right now, it's super awakening. But I wish I had a unit that wasn't ranked up, but I don't believe I do. But once you do that, you will use materials like these to just regular awaken your character, which is these ones down here. Like these materials like this, these, just stuff like this. These are awakening materials, or what we call them. And you will need different types of chalices depending on the Star of Awakening. The higher Awakening, the more stars you will need, or the more chalices, the higher chalices. To 6-star a regular unit, golden stars by the way, not Super Awakening, you need chalices, 6-star chalices, as you can see here, and so on. So a rank 1 Awakening needs 1-star chalice and all those materials. Rank 2 needs 2-star chalice, and so on. So rank 6-star, to upgrade to a 6-star unit, golden star, you would need a 6-star chalice. I believe it's 3 of them if it's an SSR unit, and it varies depending on the rank. But that is how you awaken a unit with to these stars back here. But once you do that, once you get a unit to 6 stars, you will be granted the opportunity or the ability to Super Awaken a unit, as you can see here, Super Awakening system. And by the way, if you do upgrade your units to level 90 and get them to these 6 stars right here, that's a tremendous amount of CC increase. So we're not doing this just for fun. You really increase your CC a lot. But Super Awakening is also another fantastic way to increase your CC. And as you can see here, currently there is a max limit of 5-star Super Awakening. Each one of these is 1 Super Awakening. So currently in the game, as of the time we record this video, is a maximum of 5. So SA5 is what you call, or hear many people say. And as you can see here, here's what you get for all of them. Granted, the increases to like the stats varies per unit, but it's usually about the same with a few different like substats for the changes. But the points it takes is still the same: 225, 225, 450, or 665, and 900 points. And if you don't know what that means, I'll go a quick explanation. Basically, you could upgrade with coins. Either regular coins that you pull from pulls, as you can see here, SSR coins, gold coins, or silver coins. Quick tip: I would never upgrade units with Super Awakening or Super Awakening with silver coins. This is such a waste. You only get 1 point per coin, and basically, depending on the rarity of the coin, grants you different access to the amount of points for rank up. So a SSR coin gives you 225 points worth of experience, and you need 225 to rank up a character for SA1. And it increases so on. As you can see here, the rank is 225 for level 2, SA3 is 450, SA4 is 665, and SA5 is 900 points. And gold coins, they give you 15 points, and silver coins give you 1. So never use silver coins, only use silver coins for stamina pots. And there is also this coin right here called Super Awakening coin, which you can get from Super Awakening dungeon events. They give it out for free sometimes, but you can use these coins, which give you 75 points. So it would take 3 coins for SA1, and that's for 1 awakening, and so on. Just do the math and you'll figure out how many coins you need. Quick tip though, never go over, because if you go over the amount of points like so right here, you will lose the missing amount or the over amount. So just always go to the limit. For just an example though, I will Super Awaken my melee here. As you can see here, if we SA1 him, we get these increase to our stats. We do that, skip that, and there you see right there, SA1. So you just repeat that all the way to level 5. And quick tip also, if you basically your corresponds for 1 ult level equals 1 to unlock technically the Super Awakening. So as I only have a 1/6 Halloween melee for any unit really, if he's only 1/6 or like 3/6 or whatever, to have no extra penalty or payment fee for a Super Awakening unit right now, you need 5/6 ultimate level. But if you don't have that, you have to pay a fee for each missing dupe, 225 points or 225 points, which is either 3 Super Awakening coins or 1 SSR coin or a bunch of gold coins. But just keep that in mind. But yeah, that is basically the Super Awakening system. So you just do that. As you can see here, many of my units are Super Awaken 5, level 90, as you can see here. But the next thing I want to talk about is gear. So now we're moving on to the good stuff. This is probably what many of you want to know about more, because what I just went over is a bit more like of the basics. So this is more of the most important stuff. So as you can see here, we currently have 185,000 CC. But look at how much CC we would get if I switch gears out real quick. So for Escanor, I have his own set of UR gear. And I'll go into depth on that in a minute if you don't know what it is. But for your gear sets, I would recommend for you, if you want the highest amount of CC possible, to run an HP and defense set. That gives you the most amount of HP out of all the gear sets. However, you can use attack set, like attack and defense, attack crit damage for any units, but if you're going straight for pure raw CC, use all your units on HP and defense. But as you can see here, our CC was 185. Just by changing the gear on my Escanor, we're now at 204,000. So yeah, let's switch out the gears real quick and just switch out gears to the proper units and see what CC we can get. We were at 185,000, I believe. So look, we're at 221 now. Let's switch the Liz gear. Let's do that. We're at 240,000 now. And then let's switch Lost Vein with his gear, more Melody Otis. And then we will do that. And his gear will be at... So the total CC right now, just by giving them their gear sets, is 257,000 CC, which is insane. Yeah, let's go to Escanor here. And this applies for all gear sets, what I'm about to show you guys right here. To get to UR set, you need to have a set like this. Pretend this is just any basic set. For SSR anyways, you need to have them +5 and then 5-star Awaken. And once you have that unlocked, we get the ability to engrave gear. So if you go here, you click that, unfortunately it will take me out of this. But then you go to Merlin, and then you will have the option to upgrade gear from SSR to UR, which is this right here. You just do that, you pay the fee, the 6-star super, or the 6-star coin, or the 6-star Awakening Stone, I mean. And the amount of varying purple stones depending on the rank of the gear. You upgrade it and then you get UR gear. But why is gear in general important? You don't need UR gear just to pop off. It can be any good old regular SSR set. That's what I'm going to show you right now, how to build your gear. For the majority of units, not all of them, but for the majority of units, you want to build it out like this. So for my Escanor, as you can see here, he has HP defense, but for the bottom two pieces, the HP pieces, and the middle, this is the defense pieces, and this is the attack pieces. Is how I'd be addressing them from now on. But for the bottom pieces, the HP pieces, you want to have, ideally, not for all units, because there are exceptions, but majority of the time, most of the time, it's going to be all HP substats. As you can see here, we currently have 15% total rolls. There's 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. 3% is the maximum roll for HP, and there's 5 of them, so 3 times 5 is 15%. And as you can see here, also make sure that your gear has as close to max, if not max, basic stat, so that way your HP scales or your stats scale even more from the gear itself. So as you can see here, we have 15% on all of them, 15%, and also very close to max right there, so we're getting an increased boost to our stats. In gear, by the way, these rolls, if you don't know what they do, they multiply by, this is the percentage that your HP, your defense, or attack, depending on what the gear is for, multiplies your basic already like attack stat, your defense stat, your HP, as you can see here. From using this gear right here, we're getting an increase of almost 5.6 thousand attack, almost 4.8 thousand defense, no 1,000, no that's 4,800 defense, and almost 82,000 extra HP, which is insane. So it just multiplies the percentages from your gear sets to your already existing HP, defense, and attack stat. For defense, literally the same thing. I recommend to just all defense rolls and high HP or high defense stat, I mean, for the gear. Same thing for the other piece right here. All defense rolls, defense, and for the top two pieces, the attack pieces of the gear. As you can see here, again, all 3% rolls if you can. If not, just start working on them to get to 3%, or start working to get them around 2 to 2.5% for attack. Hopefully, end game you want to have them all 15%, and then max basic stats for all the gear sets as well, as you can see here for the other attack piece. And once you get UR gear, once you upgrade a whole gear set from SSR to UR, if you have a full set like this, all UR pieces, you do get additional bonus right here, which is an additional plus 600 attack, an additional plus 299 defense, and an additional 5,971 increase to your HP. And this is the universal boost for all UR gear if you have the full set. On top of the already 20% bonus to your HP from using an HP set, so 4 pieces of HP gear, and then 20% if you're using defense gear, 2 pieces, plus 20% from that. But that is basically how you build out gear in a nutshell. And to upgrade gear, you will need many things. So as you can see here, you will need these redstones. You can get these either by playing the game, by salvaging equipment, or from events. You need these enhanced stones. You also need, hold on, you need these type of stones, awakening stones. Depending on the rarity of the gear, the higher and more rare stone you will need. This is a 5-star to take a gear from, to upgrade SSR gear. But if you want to take gear to UR, you will need a 6-star. And so on, like down below, just the different awakening stones. And you will need gold, and that's it. And awakening stones, you can't get them from basically, salvaging is probably the best bet right now, or usually have some events which give it out for free. But I believe that's everything regarding UR gear. There is also the way for how to get purple stones. If you don't know real quick, is the training dungeon. If you go here, you go in here, it will give you access to purple stones if you complete the training dungeon. And there is that. Alright, but what else? Yeah, you could either also re-roll gear. Gear is also a bit more complicated. So if you want to change your substats, which I don't believe I went over very quickly, let's enhance real quick. Just enhance this gear to max real quick. Just do that. And then let's go here. Alright, so if you may be asking, how do I change the substat roll to like attack? You click here, and then you change it to attack or your desired stat, I guess. And then you move it, let's just say 2% roll, and select the slot that you want it. Always recommend to use anvils, and anvils is what you use to switch gear or to roll substats. But if it's lower gear than SSR, if it's SR and below, you can roll with gold. Never roll with diamonds. Never roll with gems. That is a complete waste. But let's just do an example real quick. Let's see how long it takes us to get one gear to 2% roll or one substat. You see here, it keeps changing. It does it automatically for you. And it'll keep doing it, and it'll stop once you reach the selected amount that you did choose. As you see there, we got one right there, 2%, 2.1, and it stops. But that's basically how you do that. And if you want to rank up a substat, you can use hammers. And hammers are probably the rarest thing in the game, one of the rarest things in the game. So I would suggest only hammer a substat if it's like 2.7 or 2.6 or above. Because anything after that, it's a complete waste. Because if you use it on a 2% roll, you could have just rerolled with anvils instead of using hammers, which is much more valuable. But I believe that is everything that is required for gear. Again, you can just salvage for gear for DN, but just in case you don't know what that is, I'll go and show you real quick. You go to Tavern, you go here, you go to Salvage Gear. No. Yeah, you do here. Click Salvage Equipment. You go to DN, and then this is the best way you can get enhancement stones and awakening stones, all that stuff. You salvage, you give her the gear that you don't want, you do this. As you can see here, we have enhanced stones, and then we have a different variety awakening stones. Sometimes you can get lucky and get 5-star awakening stones, but most of the time it's just depending on the rarity as well. Okay, but that's a DN. I believe that's everything to do with Rerolling Gear, which is probably the most comprehensive and in-depth thing that I had to go over today, so that's why it took a bit long. But there we go. Next thing is cosmetics. So let's take a quick look at the units. Let's take a look at my Escanor. This is the same thing for all the units. As you can see here real quick, they each have 5 hangers up here for each slot. So for the outfit, for the weapon, and the cosmetic. So basically you can only have 5 at a time, and each cosmetic grants you, depending on the rarity and how far you ranked it up, different substats and just basic stats overall. So let's say a basic UR piece usually just gives you around this 180 defense. For the weapon, gives you about like 180 attack. That's an SSR one. And for the UR, it usually gives you around 1410. But basically, it doesn't matter. Just make sure you have 5 cosmetics for each one. It could be any rarity, preferably UR. But if you only have SSR and SR for right now, that is fine. Just slowly build your way up or start buying more gear sets from the Sacred Shop, which is where you will get your cosmetics from. As you can see here, you go here and then you just buy cosmetics, and for any unit really, it doesn't have to be for the one. Unfortunately, since I am here, it will show me for the one, but very quickly what I mean by that is you can buy cosmetics from here. You go here to the shop, you go to Sacred Costume Shop, and then you click here, and then you can scroll through weapon cosmetics for all the units, whatever you want, outfits, cosmetics, and if they're not on discount, which usually most of the time they aren't, it takes 30 gems to buy a UR cosmetic, it takes 20 gems for an SSR, and 15 I believe for a SR. But yeah, that's how you basically the breakdown of cosmetics. And what you want to do is have 5 of them on here. As you can see, all of them are selected, and make sure, by the way, that they are actually hanging on the coat rack, I guess is what I'm going to call it, because if you don't, as you can see here, you will not get the substat. So let's say you have 5 cosmetics, they're not going to register if they're not hanging on the coat rack. So make sure for all of them you do have all of them hanging. So to do that, you just click on them, and then you click this button up top, and it registers them for your characters. This is the same process for all the characters, by the way. Doesn't have to be just for Escanor. And the same thing for the weapons. Make sure you have 5 weapons hanging. Doesn't matter the rarity, just as long as you have 5. And then 5 headpieces. Doesn't matter again. Just make sure you have 5 of them, and make sure they are hanging and registered, or else they won't count towards your total CC. And if you have 5 pieces, doesn't even matter if they're not even all UR max, you will increase your CC by a tremendous amount. And there is the extra mechanic of upgrading your cosmetics with cosmetic materials, but that is more basically end game. But basically, there are these fabrics which you can get from demons. Those are splendid fabric. You use those to upgrade outfits. They have these brilliant components which you get from demons as well, hell demons, to upgrade your weapons from the rarity of your weapons. And they have these for the headpieces, which is alluring perfume, to upgrade the rarity of your headpieces. And you can technically upgrade a R cosmetic all the way from R to UR max. However, that is not worth it. I really only suggest to upgrade UR pieces. Maybe if you want, you can upgrade SSR pieces to UR, but that's still a bit expensive. But this is never upgrade a, if you're free to play, never upgrade a SR cosmetic to all the way to UR, unless the character you really want to invest in. But I believe that's everything mentioned for cosmetics. And now I think we'll move on to ultimate level, which is also a very good way to increase your CC. So let me go here. Actually, no, let me go to my box real quick. And let me go to a unit I know for sure isn't he's only like 1/6 or something. Where is my... let's go Milim, for example. As you can see here, ultimate move. My Milim is only 1/6, her level 1 Dragon Buster. But ultimate levels are actually a really nice way to increase your CC if you have the dupes, that is. So for every ultimate level that you add, all the way to level 6 out of 6 ultimate, you get plus 400 CC. So that is, what is that? That is 2000 CC, I believe. Yeah. Yeah, 2000 CC if you take a character from 1/6 to 6/6. So there's that. The more dupes you have on the unit, the more CC you will have. So let's take a look at my Escanor, for example. He is 6 out of 6. If I can find him, there he is. So he has 6 out of 6 ultimate. So his total extra CC from dupe levels is an additional 2000 CC from that. And all my units on this example team that I have here are 6 out of 6, as you can see here. And also associations is another thing. Once you click here, you click that. Keep in mind this back here increases the associated heroes basic stats by 10%. Basically, you start off at 5% for a 1 out of 6 unit, and it scales off ultimate move level. So let's do like my melee here. If I were to use melee for an association, they would only give 5% of their stats because he isn't 6 out of 6, he's only 1/6. So use units that have 6 out of 6 ultimate move, and then you will transfer all of their stats with association. So as you can see here, our association or our gear is or CC is going higher and higher with the units that I do have, and then you just do that, and you can see here we have 280,000 CC, and literally the same exact premise applies for the associations. So even though they get this boost from the 10% if they are 6 out of 6, of course, you want to have them built out as well. So the same applies. A quick look at my melee. It's the same thing for my King, my Rerolling, and my Zeldris. They're all level 90. They all SA5, 6 out of 6. And they all have decent gear as well, UR gear. And they also have full cosmetics. Although they're not max, they are 5 out of 5 on each of them. So all of that carries to their max CC. And then that boosts your CC for your regular team, because associations, they grant you a percentage. At 6 out of 6, it gives you 10% of all of their stats and transfer them, as you can see here. Melee gives my Escanor almost 1.5k extra attack, almost 800 more defense, and almost 14,300 more HP. And the same thing applies for my King, my Dairy, my Zeldris, and the same thing applies for all of your associations. So that's basically how associations work. And another way to get even more CC is the box, your box CC. Right now, I believe the limit is 4 million. Once you hit 4 million account combat class, you increase your hero HP by 12%, which increases your total CC by a tremendous amount. So keep working towards this to the 4 million box limit or the CC goal, and you will increase your CC by a ton. So that's another thing. That's a major thing to look out for, but do not rush. Just take your time and you will be fine. And now the last thing I want to cover is food. You can use variety types of food, like ranging from CC food to HP food, attack food, anything. But if you want to get even more CC, I recommend CC food, because it boosts your CC based on the title, combat class food. So as you can see here, we currently have 280,000. But if I were to use CC food, let's eat some real quick. I now have 313,000 CC. So what is that? Almost 30,000 increase to CC just from using this food. So if you want to increase your combat class that way, it's a very good way to do so. And you can increase the total amount of combat class that you can get if you get this title, which increases your effect by 2%. But yeah, I believe that is everything there is to know about gear. We have covered level 80 or level 90, I guess now, how to awaken a unit, the materials you need, where to get them, super awakening, my recommendations for coins, all that stuff. Gear was a bit more in-depth section. That was the longest section. How to build SSR gear, or how to build gear in general, how to upgrade it, all that stuff, where to get some purple stones, where the materials can be found. We took a look at cosmetics. We took a look at ultimate move levels, and we took a move at associations, box CC, and food. And let's see. It might be just in case you don't know, you get coins for Super Awakening, all that stuff from drawing, from pulls. From pulls, I mean summons, so yeah, just keep that in mind. And I believe that is everything that there is to know. But yeah, this is a pretty much long one. Hopefully I did cover everything. Just in case I didn't though, comment down below any additional help or any clarifications that you will need. There was a lot to cover, but I think we did cover basically all of it. But yeah, that's basically it. Hope you guys enjoy. Again, subscribe if you are new. We're on the road to 1K subs. Leave a like on the video if you did enjoy. And again, comment down below if you need any additional help. I'm here to help. But yeah, that's been it for me today, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.